Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I start this reading, I just want to let you know that I have enabled comments again. Please just be careful though. I have tried to set up filters to hopefully stop the bot from impersonating me. If you see someone pretending to be me offering private readings, please don't fall for it. It's a scam. I don't do personal readings. I just don't have enough time to do that. So please just be safe out there. And today I'm going to be looking at jewelry, and Meghan Markle does have a love of bling, that's for sure. A ring on every finger. Personally, I don't like that look at all, but it's something that she likes to do. And she's got herself into a little bit of trouble with her pinky promise ring that she claimed had been linked to her by a stylist for the Time magazine cover, but it turns out she's been caught wearing it quite a few times in the past year or more even, and the diamond in that ring allegedly comes from someone in the Middle East that she does not want to acknowledge, and it does appear allegedly to be a blood diamond, possibly. So I have to say, this is a tarot reading. This is for entertainment purposes. This is just my opinion. But I'm going to be looking today at Meghan Markle and her love of diamonds. Diamonds that possibly come from dubious sources. I have shuffled. I'm just going to shuffle a few more times. I am using the Crow Tarot today. It seemed appropriate, talking about bling. I know it's more magpies thing than crows, but anyway, let's see what the blackbirds have to say about Meghan. She was, of course, seen wearing those very dodgy earrings that were gifted to her by the Saudis. She wore them in Fiji. She wore them again at Prince Charles's birthday party. I think it was in 2018, knowing that they came from the Saudis and straight after that awful murder. And so no excuse for that really. But let's see what's going on with this pinky promise ring and with Meghan Markle. What I really want to know and what I will be asking is, will her love of diamonds be the ruin of her? So let's see. I'm doing a Celtic cross with the Crow Tarot, and I'm going to be asking the cards very specifically that question as the outcome of this reading. But I'm also going to be asking whether Meghan really cares about human rights. She claims to be a great humanitarian. Does she care about human rights? Does she care about public perception? These two cards down here. Hopefully you'll be able to see them. I am trying to get these Celtic crosses into view and an upright view. I know some of you really don't like looking at them sideways, so I'm doing my best. These are, of course, enormous cards, so it's a bit difficult, but I will just do my best to get them all partially visible for you at least. Anyway, and what has come out? The underlying energy of this reading, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. That is an investment that has gone wrong. Seven of Pentacles there. That crow is feathering its nest with pentacles. In the reverse, oops, didn't work out quite as the crow planned and lost money. Something that they thought was going to be a huge investment turned out not to be. Thought that those diamonds were going to be worth tons of money, be able to wear them forever. Not really. Now has to lie, in my opinion. And of course, the claim was put out that no, it was that ring was linked to her by a stylist, and they quickly had to backtrack because there was evidence out there that what they were claiming was not true. It was a lie. So, yeah, not quite the outcome she expected, and that is the underlying energy. Pentacles. We're talking about money. We're talking about stuff, material stuff. And I am wondering more and more with Meghan Markle, and this is purely my opinion, whether greed actually will be the ruin of her. So let's see what is going on. What is the current situation with those diamonds? Wow, Three of Swords in reverse. She's really, really upset about this, really hurt, really disappointed. That's the card in the upright. the heart with the swords through it. Very, very hurt, very disappointed. Feels really let down by somebody. It's often a third party, so there's somebody else in the mix here who she feels has let her down, betrayed her. Three of Swords in the reverse. She's trying to get over that disappointment. Terribly disappointed that her magnificent moment of being on the cover of Time magazine ruined by this fiasco with the ring. The last thing that she expected, but her big moment definitely has been now a terrible disappointment, and she is trying to recover from it. So what is her challenge with these diamonds? My goodness, we're getting the swords. All the bad swords cards are coming out now. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Her challenge is to get over all the stress and anxiety and worry that this has caused her. This mistake, this miscalculation. That's the word that I'm looking at. Nine of Swords in reverse. She's lost a lot of sleep over this. She really has. She's been very stressed, very anxious, very worried, very upset. Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Both very difficult cards. In the reverse, so she is trying to recover from this, but it's been a massive blow to her. It's really cut her very deeply. I'm sure she's going online, looking at the Daily Mail, looking at social media, looking at all the Telegraph has had scathing articles about her, plenty of scathing articles about her out there. And it's cutting her deeply, all of this bad press, this criticism. She's not coping with it. She's really struggling. So what's hidden from us in this situation? Don't we know what's at the root of all of this? Another difficult sword card. My goodness, Eight of Swords. And that is feeling stuck in a situation. She's made a right mess of it, and she knows it. She's not going to ever admit it publicly, but it was a big mistake to come out and say, oh, it was the stylist. Stylist lent me the ring. And then, oops, no, you've been photographed 3 or 4 times at least, if not more, in the last year or 18 months, wearing that pinky ring on your pinky. So, no, it didn't come from the stylist. It's your ring, and you know where the diamond came from. They've been very quiet about where that diamond actually came from, because she wants it. Seven of Pentacles. She wants those diamonds. She really, really, really wants jewelry. She wants expensive items. Most of her jewelry is pretty tacky, in my opinion. Those rings that she wears, she has got a few expensive pieces that allegedly are Princess Diana's. We'll be looking at that in another reading, one I'm going to be doing straight after this one. But Eight of Swords, she really feels stuck. She's made a big mistake, and she knows it, and she's stuck. So what is her focus right now? And we get the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and that is things not working out. She has had all this team around her. She spent a lot of money with Pentacles to get herself fantastic publicity, to get herself on the cover of Time magazine, and she has definitely had a team behind it. And this team has disappointed her. This team has let her down. Three of Swords, I'm sure that behind the scenes somebody's head is rolling, and the team is being fired. Whoever was responsible for this, heads are definitely rolling, and that team has been broken up, and she's very, very upset. And I'm losing my voice as I'm doing this reading now, which I never do when I'm doing readings, so it's almost as if I'm losing my voice from shouting at somebody. And I can imagine that the crockery has been flying in Montecito, and another truckload of crockery is being delivered as we speak to the door. I wonder who opens the door, the service door, and lets them in. Is it Harry? Let out of the chicken coop briefly. And what's happened in the past? Conflict. A lot of conflict. Five of Wands. And I'm getting from that card, very interestingly, that she was told in no uncertain terms by people in this team, the Three of Pentacles team, no, you can't wear that. It's not going to look good. And she didn't listen. That is what I'm getting from this. Crows fighting, squawking, whole lot of fighting. And the Five of Wands is infighting. It's not fighting with random outsiders, conflict with strangers. It's fighting within a team. So her team of advisors, her PR team, Wands are PR. Her PR team warned her that this didn't look good. The ring didn't look good. The hair didn't look good. Hiding Harry and shrinking him and reducing him didn't look good, and she didn't listen. And she knows she didn't listen to good advice, because we see it with the Nine of Swords and we see it with the Eight of Swords. She didn't listen to good advice, and she made this mess herself, and she knows it. She will never admit it, in my opinion. That's not in her nature. But let's see what's coming up. What is coming up in the near future? Will there be an apology, a mea culpa? Four of Cups, there is going to just be disappointment and regret, some degree of regret. There's certainly not an apology in that card, or a PR statement going out saying, oops, didn't know where it came from, will never wear it again. It's going to this is silent, sitting and having a bit of a sulk almost with that Four of Cups, something being offered and something being turned down. And I'm sure that the team is saying, sorry, and the team probably is apologizing to her. They're holding out the cup and saying, oops, we wish things had gone differently. Harry, don't worry, love. It'll all be fine. Here, have a glass of champagne, rosé, whatever it is, rosé all day. And she's not happy. She's probably slammed the door, gone to bed in a sulk. She did mention in the TIG, I think it was, that there were days where she spent lying in bed with a bottle of wine, crying. And I think this is a lying in bed with a bottle of wine crying card. I may have to call it that in future. But that's just disappointment. That is dissatisfaction, discontent. And I'm getting sulking, the sulking vibe from that card. In my opinion, tarot reading for entertainment purposes only. So now we get to the crux of the matter, really, from our point of view and how we rank in Meghan Markle's life. Does she care? Does she care, first of all, about human rights? She claims to be a humanitarian. Does she care? I would say a loud no with the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit in the upright is the guru, the person who takes the hard path, finds their own inner wisdom, the seeker after knowledge, after inner wisdom, higher learning. And the Hermit in reverse, not interested, doesn't care, and it's all just fake. It's all just hype, and she really has no interest in inner wisdom, guidance, doing those long, lonely hours. You're never going to find Meghan Markle at a sit-in or a protest or some grubby campaign office burning the midnight oil. You're never ever going to see her. You're only going to see her preening herself, getting ready for a photo shoot or a Zoom meeting or something like that, in my opinion, of course. Next important card, does she care about public perception? Does it matter to her that we see through her? And oh yes, with the Magician, very much so. She is hell-bent on manipulating her image and convincing us all with this Magician card that she is just wonderful. She is absolutely powerful, glorious, gifted, talented, magnificent, using all her tricks there. Because the Magician has all the tricks. It has the sword, the cup, the pentacle, the wand, the PR, the ideas, the emotions, the money, all being thrown here with this major arcana, all being thrown at us, thrown at the PR machine to make it happen, to manifest and to persuade us. She is, of course, the great propagandist, as Lady C likes to say, and this is propaganda. This is every resource she has, every asset she has, every minute of every waking hour is spent on trying to convince us of her wonderfulness. So that's interesting that should come out in that spot. And hopes and fears with all of this, with this fiasco over the pinky promise ring, the diamond that has caused so much trouble. She's very worried that this is going to derail her. The Chariot in reverse. It's going to derail her plans. It's going to throw her off course. It's going to stop her. It's the car crash card, the Chariot in reverse, that this is going to be a car crash for her, and it's going to tarnish her reputation even more than her reputation already is tarnished. And it's very interesting to me in this reading, we've had all these swords here in the middle, and these major arcana are now popping out in the big questions of, does she care about human rights? No. Does she care about public perception? Absolutely. Is she worried? Oh yes. She's extremely worried that this is going to have a negative effect on her plans, and surely on her plans for political power. I would say I have done readings on that. Don't be dismayed when you hear me saying political power. Go and look in the royal playlist. I've done a few actually. I can't remember their numbers, but if you go through the royal playlist on my channel, you will find 2 readings at least on Meghan Markle's political aspirations. It doesn't look good for her. And Chariot in reverse, she is beginning to think that it is not going to go well for her if she aspires to office in any capacity because of situations like this. So, outcome. And the outcome, the question that I'm really asking with this, is this kind of situation, greed, merching, wearing things she shouldn't, doing things with money she shouldn't. In my opinion, let me hasten to add, is this going to be the ruin of Meghan Markle? And let us see what the tarot has to say. And we get the 3 of Wands in reverse. It does look as if it is going to derail her. It's minor arcana, but it is not succeeding, not expanding, not conquering, not growing. 3 of Wands in the reverse. You send those ships out, they come back empty, or they disappear in a storm, never to be seen again. And so it does look as if this kind of behavior is going to be problematic for her going forward. It is not going to endear her to the public, and it is going to derail her plans. Not major arcana, as I said, but certainly an indication that people aren't going to want to work with her with the 3 of Wands in reverse. People aren't going to want to collaborate with her. We've seen 3 cards in reverse here, the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands, that people are jumping ship. My 3 of Wands interpretation for Meghan and Harry is the jumping ship card. And yeah, people are going to just leave. Important people, influential people, people she's brought in to make things happen. Netflix series, podcasts, those kind of people are going to be leaving in future because they see through her. And they see that she does not care about the things that she claims to care about, and public perception is turning against her. Of course, always just my opinion, but this reading does stack up. The cards do stack up and tell quite a powerful tale. She may be looking at that pinky ring now and wishing she had never put it on. So, hope you enjoyed that reading. Again, a reminder, please stay safe in the comments. And don't think that I do private readings. I don't. But I will be doing another reading right now, another jewelry reading. So I'll see you in that one, hopefully. And thanks for watching as ever.